Forget what you heard. Yeah, boy!
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Forget What You Heard. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Luke.
Today we're going to touch on some big business. The NBA Finals. The NFL season is right around the corner. We're going to get you prepared, ready for war in terms of fantasy football.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we got going on today. But I also want to mention I hope everyone had a great 4th of July. A lot going on. We got to witness one of the greatest American athletes in the history of America, and Joey Chestnut.
Yes, sir. The man, the myth, the legend. I believe he scarfed down 76 of them suckers this year.
Yeah, I think he beat his past record of 75.
Just let's think about it. Imagine 76 hot dogs lying on a table and someone consuming all of them into their belly.
In 10 minutes. It's nuts, dude. Seven dogs a minute.
To me, the Nathan's hot dog eating contest, if the winner, it's greater than NFL MVP, NBA MVP, NBA Finals MVP, any MVP. That is something that, no one can take away from you. Joey Chestnut, I don't know how many years since Kobayashi early on, but Joey just really...
I think he's been doing it for 17 years.
I know that in total, he's consumed 1,013 hot dogs.
That's insane.
Which is taller than the Statue of Liberty.
I don't even think I've had 76 the past 3 years, to be completely honest.
I'm encroaching on it.
But I do want to mention how Joey Chestnut is the best at his sport than any other player in any other sport. Does that make sense? I think he's the most dominant player in his sport.
I think we have to say it now.
It's crazy, man. Who would have known? There's a elite hot dog eater that cannot be touched in the world.
And think about how hard that is. It's like once a year, so he has to perform on that day. Like the best ever. Like he has to be mentally, physically, all this. And then there's like people that can train all year to try to beat him. Literally, I don't know. I wonder what second place got. I need to look at the numbers.
Yeah, I wonder what the preparation is like for it too. Like, do you prepare all year, like year round, for this one hot dog, or you just
I know that
you kind of take like 2 months leading up to it to get your stomach and your eating habits or whatever you need to do. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy to think about.
I think they do other like eating contests because he's won some other ones, but like I doubt he eats hot dogs ever before or after the...
Because, like I've seen eating challenges and stuff on YouTube. Like LA Beast is known for being
I like that
guy who eats... Yeah, he's super cool. I recommend check. He's been around since the beginning of YouTube, but he does like spicy challenges.
He's got a world record for like chicken nuggets, I believe.
Does he?
In like a minute or 2 minutes? Or he did.
Yeah. And I'm
sure
he does...
He had the Guinness Book of World Records there. Oh,
And for eating like the most Reaper hot wings or something.
Oh, yeah.
In like 10 minutes.
He threw up or whatever.
Yeah, and he like almost died in the parking lot. But it's just, I don't know. Just consuming that much food in such a short amount of time, it just makes my stomach hurt. It just seems almost impossible. But the way he's able to do it deserves a lot of recognition. And thank you, Joey Chestnut, for making our July 4th.
Thank you, sir. Salute. But it is, I want to add this, it's like really repulsive to watch.
Yeah.
Them dunking them buns in there and him forcing hot dogs down his throat is pretty repulsive. But at the same time, it's art.
Yeah.
You got to respect him for it, man.
Yeah, man. It's ugly to watch, but it's pretty crazy, man.
What does it look like coming out the other end?
You ever seen Grimly?
No, I don't know who that is.
Neither do I, but it sounds like something that would come out.
Yeah, that's pretty rough, man.
It's like looking at, I don't know. I don't even want to know, to be honest.
What's that? Is that the purple thing from McDonald's?
I wonder if he just throws it up.
I don't think he can, and he's disqualified.
Like, even when he gets home, like, instead of
I
pooping.
think it's like a certain amount, like an hour. He can't throw up.
Oh, I don't know. I'd be trying to throw up because I wouldn't want to rip my rectilial.
Yeah, it sounds rough. But I think, isn't Gremlin the purple guy from McDonald's?
Is it? I don't know. I think I said Gremly.
I think it's
But the gremlin is the little evil thing that...
the
The
Hamburglar?
Gremlin movies?
Huh?
The Gremlin movies?
Oh, that thing?
No, I said Grimly. That might be the purple guy.
Yeah, it might be. It sounds like a purple guy.
I'm not sure, actually. But, yeah, going past that, hope you guys enjoyed your 4th of July, stayed safe, had a good time. But, it's time to move on, man. We got the NBA Finals approaching July 6th. Tomorrow, actually, will be Game 1. I hope you guys are going to watch some of these games. It's going to be a great series and a lot to look forward to.
This is the most excited I've been for an NBA Finals in a really long time, man. No LeBron, no Steph,
Clean slate, man.
Yeah,
New guys.
it's no legacy. Legacies are going to be made. Chris Paul, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, Giannis, Chris Middleton, PJ Tucker, Mike Budenholzer.
Drew Holiday, yeah.
Drew Holiday. It's kind of refreshing. And I don't hate either organization. I actually, enjoy both of them. They're not big markets. It's just refreshing, man. No super teams. Just, organically made teams, which is nice.
Yeah.
They did it without the superstars, man, the supervillains. It's a beautiful thing. And I also want to shout out Torrey Craig.
Yeah.
He already got his ring, baby. Congrats, you're an NBA champion, man.
You go, Torrey.
Yeah, man. That's the way to do it.
Win-win situation.
Yeah, because wait, is he on the Suns now? He's on the Suns now.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's playing for the Suns, but he was traded from the Bucks. So either way, he's getting that ring. He's getting that jewelry. So really, he's probably already checked out and got a reservation for Disney World.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And then
for him.
On the opposite side of the spectrum, Eric Bledsoe.
Mm-hmm.
The former Buck, former Sun guy. And they both got rid of him. Went to the Pelicans. Now they're in the finals, man. It stinks to stink, Eric. Mini LeBron. But,
Yeah, that's pretty crazy how he missed out on the boat, man. 2 chances. But that shows you, man. Maybe he's just not built for playoffs. He's not built to be on a championship team.
He's not I wouldn't say he's a winning player.
I don't think he is either. But
I still like him.
Yeah, he's definitely an above-average player, but it just seems like he kind of holds back, other guys around him because I don't think he makes players better. But what he does, he's good at. But to really be a great team, and he's always kind of been like the point guard or like the third option, even second some cases, which I don't think he is that great of a player. Like, maybe he shouldn't have the ball in his hands as much as he has in the past because I don't think he makes anyone better. But, it stinks for him. It is what it is. I'd be upset as well.
I remember watching him on the Pelicans, and Zion, Brandon Ingram, and Lonzo were out. And he just, he was like, this is my time to shine. And I remember he was actually on fire, which was weird to see. But I think he shot he got his fill in 28 shots. He's like, hey, I'm the best guy out here. I'm going to shoot. Which is, I guess, his mindset, man. He's got to get his. Which isn't always a winning formula.
No, it's not. But before we actually get into the finals preview, I do want to mention how good the Hawks and how good the Clippers played in the playoffs. I guess starting out with the Hawks, them being a team that, no one looked at as a team that could really make a run this year, kind of a young team. I know they brought in some notable free agents, some Gallinari, Bogdanovich, Lou Williams, I guess who they traded for, but you kind of looked at them like, oh, they're still like 2 or 3 years out from actually, being a contender. But, I mean, we can say this year they were a contending team. They have a bright future with Trae Young especially, and Kevin Huerter. I know he's not a great player, but what he did in the playoffs shows, what he can be and what type of player he is for that Atlanta team, and I think that's huge for them moving forward. Clint Capella was good, and then John Collins was the guy, we expected to be a star at some point, but he was kind of inconsistent from some of those games. I know he's still young, he can still grow, but if he's able to grow into his potential and come back to this Atlanta team and they kind of try to run it back, maybe go get another star type of player and then just run it in again, man, that team could really, push the Bucks again next year, I think, because of the experience they got this year and just the gritty and the hungry that this team has, man.
Yeah, I don't even think the Atlanta Hawks fans thought they could do this. Like, even the biggest fans were probably like, dang, we're
like, they probably, most of them didn't think they'd get past the Knicks.
Yeah, I mean, which is a beautiful thing. It's a good story. And I think, I know you talked about John Collins played inconsistent, which he did, but I think he earned the bag, man. He's going to get that bag.
That's what I was going to try to mention, too, is, like, do they bring back John Collins with him being a restricted free agent? Or should they, possibly let him walk, don't match an offer, and then try to go get a bigger name? Because after this run, Atlanta's really kind of on the spotlight now with, players probably want to come play with Trae Young and this young team. And I saw Nate McMillan got his permanent head coaching job, so they're going to pay him as well. So, I mean, after this big run, maybe it attracts some bigger names than John Collins,
I think,
But he deserves the money. I think they definitely should.
I like John, and he's still young. But let's be real. I don't think the Hawks will make this run next year. I think the dominoes fell into place for them, the pieces. With the injuries, Joel was kind of nicked up. Ben Simmons, who knows what happens with him. Maybe the Philly, makes a move. Brooklyn will be back. Milwaukee.
The Knicks.
Knicks. They're looking to make big moves. Yeah. They're looking at every point guard in the NBA. You're on their list. Even Johnny Wall. So, I mean, I loved watching it. I love seeing it. But, you have to preference your, your outlook on Atlanta next year. But, I'm happy for them. They deserved it. They didn't cause any of the injuries. It just happens, and they won. So,
I know they didn't make it to the finals, but it kind of is like a Miami Heat feel where they kind of have this really great run in the postseason. They seem very motivated, very hungry. And then the next year, it just seems like they come back down to earth, play how they, should be playing rather than playing on a godly level that isn't sustainable. And, we could see a little, Miami Heat drop. And
injuries. I mean, anything could happen. But do you think Trae Young is a bona fide superstar? 100%? Like he's from here on out.
I don't know. I think he's a great player. The whole Luka Trae Young thing, he kind of proved his worth with that. I think it was unfair to kind of, dog on him for that trade, but he proved a lot. The fact that he made it to the Eastern Conference Finals in his third year, young player. He showed up in big games, had big games, but he's right there on that superstar level, man. He really, proved that he can handle the playoff and the playoff atmosphere and the playoff teams. To play as good as he did that deep. Unfortunately, he got injured, which might be, part of him playing so much and playing, so hard in the playoffs. So he's going to have to, build up his strength, build up his body to be able to sustain that. But I think in terms of skill and talent, I think he's a superstar. But being able to sustain that, is really going to prove if he is a true superstar. We got to see it next year. We got to see it the year after if he can really continue to carry and be the front man for that Atlanta Hawks team.
And that was like the weirdest injury ever to Trae Young. He stepped on the ref's foot.
It was, yeah.
And if you watch the replay, it's like he didn't have to, rear all the way back with that leg. It was kind of like an unnatural move. It wasn't the ref's fault at all. I'm not saying that. It's just very strange. Strange things were happening out there. It was like some kind of,
Yeah, freak accident.
witchcraft going on out there, man.
Someone put the voodoo curse on him.
Yeah.
But getting into the injuries too, this playoff's been kind of full of injuries with these stars going down almost every series, every game. We saw Joel, you mentioned, Kawhi, Trae Young missed a few. Giannis injury looked really bad in person, but it turns out it was wasn't as bad as we first thought. But because when it first happened, his leg kind of snapped backwards.
Oh, I didn't. Remember we watched the replay and I was like repulsed, but dude, he really is Mr. Elastic.
Yeah, nuts. Because, at first I was like, yeah, he tore his ACL.
Yeah.
That was my first reaction. He's holding his knee, down, grimacing. And then he gets up and he walks off the court. And then by the time he gets to the locker room, he's walking alone by himself. I was like, man, there's no way he tore his ACL. Or if he did, he's a warrior.
This is a good segue because is Giannis going to be 100% for the finals?
I don't think he'll be 100, but...
What do you think he'll get to, 80?
75, 80. He probably have a knee brace on, which may limit him. But he won't be 100, but if he's 80, watch out, man.
Apparently, he destroys the Suns in the regular season this year.
Yeah.
I think he shot 80% from the free throw line.
Really?
And that ain't going to happen. But he
No, it's not.
Yeah, but he really owned them, but
thinking about it, they don't really have.
That's the biggest question in the series is, what's Giannis looking like?
They don't really have anyone to guard Giannis. I guess Ayton can once he gets down low, but on the perimeter, Mikal Bridges is kind of undersized. Saric can't guard him.
I don't think anyone can really.
Torrey Craig maybe is the guy, but he's going to feast if he's healthy. And then, with Middleton and Holiday carrying that load, which is also good for Milwaukee because, they were able to get comfortable without Giannis, kind of find their groove, find their shot. And, man, Milwaukee looks dangerous right now, but so does the Suns, and that's why this matchup is going to be, one of the better ones, especially with Chris Paul, having to prove, having to add on to his legacy. So it's going to be a fun watch, man.
Yeah, there's interesting matchups, and the Chris Paul story is beautiful. If the Suns win, this will be one of the most touching, emotional, personal victories for Chris Paul and everyone that has followed him since the Hornets. He went through so much. We always dogged on him. But, man, if Chris Paul wants to be a top 3 point guard of all time, he's got to get that ring. I ain't putting him in there until he gets that ring.
Yeah, that'll kind of solidify it.
That'll catapult him. He'll be, top 3. I think he's better than Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, I think with the ring, it puts him over, John Stockton, Steve Nash. Probably not Jason Kidd yet. Probably not Magic Johnson. But, yeah, you could argue Isaiah Thomas, John Stockton.
Over Jason Kidd?
He's probably... Jason Kidd has, 2 rings?
Yeah. But Chris Paul's a better player. 100%.
I think right now they're kind of neck and neck, but if Chris Paul wins, then, yeah, he'll jump him up.
How good did you think? Jason Kidd was a great player.
Jason Kidd's a top 5 point guard of all time.
So is Chris Paul already without a ring.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It'll catapult him up there with Magic, Isaiah Thomas, John Stockton, but Oscar Robertson. But
Do
yeah,
you think
top
Jason
three
Kidd is better right now without the ring?
with the legacy, probably legacy wise, yeah, because he's I think top 5 in steals, top 5 in assists. He's got 2 rings.
He has an MVP, doesn't he, or no?
He might have an MVP. I just think, yeah, I mean, like legacy wise, like since Jason Kidd's retired and his career's over, I think his legacy is just up there with Chris Paul. But with Chris Paul still playing, he can still build off of it and become, a top 3 guy over Jason Kidd and Stockton and Isaiah Thomas. So if he wins this ring, which is, he's right there knocking on the door, then yeah, I think it'll be a beautiful thing. Definitely deserving. He's been an all-star, superstar type of player ever since the Hornets days as a young kid. From the get-go, we knew this guy was special. With David West, Tyson Chandler, he kind of showed that he belonged to being a little guy. But his IQ is next level, man. It's insane. He makes easy passes, easy shots. Easy shots for other players. He's just a great teammate in terms of, it's a guy you want to play basketball with. So shout out Chris Paul. Hopefully he can pull it out for you, man. It'll be huge for the Suns as well. If the Suns won an NBA championship,
No.
it'll be their first as well, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, a lot riding in this finals.
Yeah, but Chris Paul wasn't that great last series. He had that one game.
Yeah, he had one game. But
They lost. He didn't play the first two. The Suns won them. They're up 2-0. Or did he miss 3 games? Miss 2?
yeah, 2.
He wasn't very good except for the game 6 where he had 41. But you have to give him a pass because he had COVID.
Yeah, he had COVID. He's trying to get back, facing a whole new team, having to adjust to that as well.
Why wasn't he vaccinated?
And then, no, we're not going to go there, man.
Why wasn't he? Someone investigate that. Why wasn't he vaccinated?
It's okay, man. It's his choice. You got the freedom of choice to do what you want to do.
Fine him.
Yeah, man. Let's.
What about
see
Brooke
it.
Lopez and DeAndre Ayton?
Yeah, that'll be a good one, isn't it?
I don't think DeAndre's seen a big boy like that down there. Big boys. Brooke Lopez can pull him away from the basket. I don't know if he faced anyone like that.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
But Brooke Lopez can't rebound to save his life.
Yeah, but he's good defensively, at
He
least.
is.
But, yeah, that's a good point. How is Ayton going to be able to adjust to, Brooke stepping out? And then even offensively, having Brooke Lopez down low. But, with Booker and other guys able to score, it's going to – I don't know. Man, I don't know. I think the matchup, works in the favor of Milwaukee, though, if we're going to be honest.
Yeah, but that, at the end of the day, it's how healthy Greek Freak is.
Yeah, who shows up in this series?
I like this finals because I don't really have, a favorite. There's no LeBron I'm rooting for. There's nothing like that. So it's kind of like, but I have this weird thing about me where I secretly root for someone, but I don't really tell people around me. It's just like this feeling I have in my heart.
Yeah.
And the only way you can tell is if you watch me during the game. And if I flinch one way or if I, say something under my breath, you know which team I'm rooting for. I'm going to admit, man, I'm rooting for the Bucks.
I'm not rooting for either team. Probably more Phoenix, just because I'm not the biggest Giannis fan, but I respect them. And I do think they're probably overall the better team when everyone's healthy, but I think it's all coming together for Phoenix right now. I just think their chemistry and their gel and having to push through the Clippers series and just kind of the animosity and kind of everything's stacked against them, but they've shown that they're the best team in the West this year. And with the leadership of Chris Paul, I think will really, push them. He's going to push them. He's going to get the best out of his players. It's going to be a fight. It really is.
What's your prediction?
I'm gonna say it's going to go to a Game 7. I haven't been great on my predictions, I'll be honest with that. And I know those listening probably think I don't know what I'm talking about. But I just want to say predictions are about being lucky and unlucky, just to throw that out there. So when I do make a bad pick, it's just unlucky. But
hey, come on, man. You're just stinking picking. There's nothing wrong with it.
Nah, I think it's just being unlucky and lucky.
Of course, like with the Brooklyn Nets thing, we both got unlucky. However, we all both saw the Lakers thing coming from a mile away.
But predictions, I'm gonna take the Bucks in 7, just because that's what I want to see, and I think the Bucks are better. So I'll take the Bucks in 7.
I just want to say something about predictions.
All right.
They're like buttholes. We all have them, and they all stink.
Touche. I agree with that.
I'm gonna take the Bucks in 7, man. I want it. What?
You're doing the same as me?
I thought you were rooting for Phoenix.
I am, but like I said,
come
I
on,
think
man.
the
Just
Bucks
pick
are better.
Phoenix so we can have a little juicy one.
I think it's going 7 games. I'll predict that.
Who wins?
The Bucks.
I'll pick Phoenix then. But
no, since you want the Bucks,
Yeah.
I'll take Phoenix. That's fine. Yeah, let's do that.
The only reason I'm rooting for the Bucks is because of Bobby Portis.
Yeah, the white Bobby Portis is here in the flesh.
Yeah,
baby.
dear. But
I want to see Middleton, Holiday,
PJ.
PJ. Would love that. Even Budenholzer has been a good coach. That's fine. But with Phoenix, just seeing Chris Paul and Booker and Ayton kind of get a ring would be
euphoric.
Yeah, very touching.
I wanted to go on about Bobby Portis. I did a little deep diving, and he said in an interview at Arkansas
Let's see, I heard
that he acted like the other team slapped his mom.
that's why he played so angry.
And his top 3 favorite players are Kevin Garnett, Zach Randolph, and Rasheed Wallace, which is the greatest 3 players to ever look up to. And he's kind of got that little chip on his shoulder. I like that about him.
Yeah, he's a good player, man. He really is. First coming out of Arkansas, he wasn't very good. He's kind of a project, but he's really grown into a great role player.
He's someone you want on your team because he idolizes those people that come in and immediate fire.
Toughness, gritty, yeah.
Big eyes.
Big eyes, little kind of head.
Little mouth.
And little arms.
But big top.
Yeah, big talk, big top as well.
Yeah. He's a good
big
guy.
Feet.
Yeah.
He can shoot the little J, too.
He can crip walk with the best of them.
Yeah, man, Crip Mac.
Yeah.
So I want to touch on the Clippers as well a little bit.
You see Steve Ballmer dancing with those boys?
I didn't see that, but...
You haven't seen that?
No.
When he's... It's disturbed.
What do you mean?
He's like rubbing the guys next to him legs.
What?
Because he's so weird.
Yeah, he's very strange.
But it's like it's really like one of the strangest.
Strange.
It's very very weird. But he doesn't know what he's doing, so.
The Clippers didn't deserve to win that series. The Clippers didn't deserve to go to the finals.
With Kawhi, they would have won that series.
They don't deserve it.
Why?
Because this is a team that tried to punt having to face the Lakers in the playoffs. This was a team that lost their last 3 games to the Thunder,
the
Rockets, and another stink team. So they came in with the mindset of losing, first of all. Second of all, they did it intentionally to not face LeBron and the Lakers. And then third of all, they're just not a great team.
It's called strategy.
I don't care. That's a mindset of a loser, man. That's not alpha. That's not the mindset of winning. It doesn't matter who you face, man. Even if you keep winning, you're going to have to face the Lakers at some point.
Well, obviously it worked because they made it to the Western Conference Finals without Kawhi.
It didn't work because they're not playing for the ring. They're going to win the same amount of rings as 31 other teams.
Their best player was hurt, and if Kawhi played that series, they would have won that series. They'd be in the finals.
They didn't deserve it. Yeah, karma. Karma got Kawhi Leonard. That's what I think. The Clippers are just the Clippers. They're not, there's nothing special around them. They have 2 superstars. Ty Lue's an average coach. Reggie Jackson played way out of his mind. He's going to get paid. He deserves it after that performance, but he's not a good player. Even Serge was not playing. Zubac is just an average center. Batum's fine. Kennard's fine. Patrick Beverly played a lot better than he should have. It's just they rubbed me the wrong way. Like, it's just not a great team. And they weren't like a team I think they were just going based off their superstars kind of carrying them, because not a lot of teams have two superstars. Like I root for the teams like the Hawks. I root for the teams like, the Suns. People didn't really expect them to be there, but they, worked out of their minds. They worked hard. They're hungry. It just seemed like the Clippers are kind of just going along. Reggie Jackson was hungry. He's trying to get paid. But then, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George just playing out of their mind is going to take really any team a long way. So I think, and going on with Kawhi, I hope Kawhi stays with the Clippers going off that as well. I think, why is he trying to, move to a different team? Why is he trying to go to Dallas or Miami? I think staying with PG, running it back, get healthy, maybe go get some better players. And then, you're right there. I think it just makes sense for him to stay in L.A.
You just went on about how the Clippers have bad karma and two superstars carry the team.
Mm-hmm.
But then you want Kawhi to stay.
Yep.
Why?
Because you're not going to get a better situation.
And I think...
No, what I was saying was based off this season. Like, there's things they can do in the offseason and moving forward to change that. I just think, for this year, I couldn't see it. I didn't want to see it.
Well, I disagree. I think that the Clippers played really well. Who's going to knock someone for trying to win a championship with two superstars?
Who am I knocking?
The Clippers? Just because they have two superstars?
No, I was just mentioned a few things, how they kind of punted facing the Lakers, losing their last 4 or 5 games of the regular season, and then just not having great players outside of their number two, other than, Reggie Jackson stepped up, Beverly, and Zubac.
If anything, they overachieved.
Yeah, those players definitely did.
So I think it was a good run by the Clippers. And another thing, the Clippers always stink.
Mm-hmm.
So I do agree that Kawhi should stay and give him a good chance. And I think, like I said before, if Kawhi plays, that Sun series is different. But, this is what the world we live in the NBA, man. The more superstars, it seems kind of, played out. But at the end of the day, it gives you the best shot, and we saw it. Because Kawhi, and if it was the Clippers and the Bucks playing and Kawhi's healthy, who do you think is favored in that series?
Milwaukee.
Yeah, I think so too.
But I think Phoenix is favored in this series against Milwaukee.
Yeah, I can understand it. The Rockets are trying to create a super team.
How so?
They're basically taking notes out of what the Nets did.
D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah, they're gonna make one of them trades. They got a lot of draft picks. They're gonna get their cap up, and then we're gonna go after Giannis, Kevin Durant.
Did they mention trade targets?
Yeah, they're thinking about Damian Lillard.
Anyone else? Because that's not really...
No, that's all I've heard.
Okay. Interesting. I haven't heard that.
We're in the very beginning stages of super team.
That means everyone on this team's probably not going to be here in a few.
Yeah, it's going to be Bronny Jr., Jalen Green, and Bull.
Not if they trade number 2.
Who would we get? Bradley Beal?
Not sure, man. I have to look.
The trade for Damian Lillard doesn't make any sense to me.
You actually heard that?
Yeah, it was like
That's not going to happen.
It was a crazy trade, and I didn't understand why we'd bring in Damian Lillard.
They're not. It wouldn't make any sense.
Just draft Jalen Green.
They will.
Or
Mobley. That's what I've heard, is Mobley or Green.
I will be very happy if we get Jalen Green. I feel like he's going to be a superstar.
There's multiple reports that Jalen Green and Kevin Porter would be really great. Apparently multiple teams think that would be a great tandem.
Let's do it.
I think so too.
Let's do it.
I think they will. Why not, man? They're two fun, exciting young players.
I feel like one day Jalen Green's going to be your favorite player in the NBA. In 3 years from now, maybe 4 years from now, Luke's favorite player will be Jalen Green. You heard it here first.
Why don't the Sixers trade Ben Simmons and whatever they have to for Damian Lillard?
That's a good question. I don't know.
You think that's possible? Because, like, what better return are you going to get for Dame than, like, Ben Simmons and, like, a first?
Well, what was the trade from Indiana for Ben Simmons?
Malcolm Brogdon in a first?
What's wrong with that?
I think it's a good trade. I just think...
Was that a real trade?
Yeah. Real trade. Apparently they're getting a lot of offers. And they're exploring them all.
I think Malcolm Brogdon and Embiid would be a good combo.
What about Dame to the Celtics for Jalen Brown?
Can't do it.
Why wouldn't you?
I mean, that's a plausible trade, but I like Jalen Brown.
I think it would work out. Because we mentioned in the past, man, Jalen Brown and Tatum are similar. They don't really make anyone else better, but Damian and Tatum would be a great duo.
That's on the table, man.
I'm sure Brad Stevens knows.
Brandon Ingram and other players for Damian.
Who?
Brandon Ingram.
And other players for Brandon and Lonzo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a good trade offer.
I don't think he'd want to go there.
Who?
Dame?
No, probably not. He wants to go to L.A., New York, Boston, probably.
Miami?
Yeah, probably.
Did you see that video of Tyler Hero boxing?
Yeah, he looks very unathletic.
Yeah, I don't know why he posted that. Is that a cool move?
I don't know, man. He thinks he's cool.
But apparently he broke up with his girlfriend, but she's pregnant.
They broke up?
Yeah, and she's having his kid. But he was cheating.
Yeah, man, he's living that NBA lifestyle.
Yeah, him and Duncan Robb.
Yeah, Jimmy Neutron and Sheen. Playing it out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't really like Tyler Hero, but I feel like he's going to end up on the Rockets.
I hope not.
Apparently they love him.
I would go to the game and boo him.
Yeah, I'd probably wear my overalls.
I'd probably wear boxing gloves.
Yeah, that video
was
ugly.
Poop.
Yeah, it was
ugly.
ugly.
You could see it coming from a mile away. I would have knocked him out.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever fought anyone in his life.
I would have given him a 2-piece. With a biscuit.
Yeah, Rajah Bell would light him up.
Rajah Bell could beat a lot of people up in this world. Oh, I do want to mention Bol Bol. His girlfriend turned down $5,000 to prove she wasn't a gold digger. So shouts out to Bol Bol and True Love. That's real, man. You can't find... What?
To prove you're a man, you must wipe with your hand.
Yes. But aren't you happy for Bol Bol?
No, because this girl has an agenda that's deeper than what people think.
You know that song I sent you by writing it?
What she really said was...
I'm waiting for the bigger check.
Yeah. Like, I'm going to turn this down, but...
free agency money.
That's what she literally said. Like, I'm turning down $5,000 because I'm going to get 100 times in return. Like, come on, shut up.
And the only reason she's dating him is because she has a fetish for Slender Man.
Yeah, I don't know who would want to be kissing on those lips, but...
He's handsome.
He's 98% lips on the front side.
Yeah, but he can reach the top counter on the grocery store aisle.
That's true. And you're probably sleeping in a big bed because Bol Bol probably has like a...
It looks like
California King.
Looks like he has a California King coffin.
Yeah, I don't know. He's probably...
He looks like he sleeps like he's in a coffin.
She's just one of those normal LA-looking Build-A-Bear woman, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can build your own bear for all I care.
Just, yeah, and that, this, and this.
Yeah, but she's turned down $5,000, man.
Yeah, she
Bol has a way with
behind
words.
the scenes, she was like, $5,000, that's all you're going to give me? I asked for $50,000. I asked for $100,000.
He ain't making that much yet.
Because, she did turn, like, the headlines were, Bobo's girlfriend turns down $5,000. But the text messages, if you click on it and you read it, it was like, oh, I'll turn down $5,000. I'm going to get 100 times in return or something. Like, So yeah, she did turn it down, but she's looking for the big money. She's looking for more
No.
money.
Bol has a way with words. He's Mr. Lover Lover. He's a beautiful, sensual. He really knows,
No, I mean no woman out of their mind is fine. He's not like attractive, so it's not that. It's obviously that he's in the NBA.
I would beg to
and
differ.
He's gonna get paid a lot of money. That's the only reason that you can tell just by the way she. I mean, not to be judgmental or stereotypical, whatever, but just the way she looks. Like she just looks like high maintenance. One of those people that are just looking
Like
for
an IG model.
looking for money. That's all it is.
Yeah, but I sent you a song by Rage Against the Machine called "In My Eyes,"
Okay,
and in the
I like that.
in the song, he gives you like an example, like he'll say something and then he'll say it from someone else's perspective, like what they're trying to get out of it.
Right. Yeah, that's.
And it made me think of you because it's like you're saying one thing, but you're really thinking this, and he says both sides.
Yeah, it's true, man. There's motives to everything.
If I was Bulbul's girlfriend, I would have asked for $2,000 and I would have taken it.
Yeah, at least. Shoot, if I'm having to look at Bobo's lips,
He's handsome.
give me
dude.
30,000.
He's handsome.
Yeah, he's handsome if you like looking at crab legs.
Yeah, I do. Jameis is all over that.
Yeah, James is probably on Bobo like white on rice, man. He's probably in his DMs. Like, Bobo, you're looking like some crab legs out here, boy.
I don't know what crab legs look like.
Neither do I. But, yeah, I mean, good for Bobo. Hopefully their relationship is strong and they are together for a long time. I'll put that into the air for you guys.
It's too late. They're already going to get married.
Good. I'm happy to see that.
Good. And for the record, he is handsome. You ever seen him with his hair slicked back?
No, I've only seen him with his little mini twist
Oh, yeah, you got to see him with a slick back.
and his little ball fade.
I think he has one.
Not anymore. He did early on in his G League career.
I feel like it's really hard for him to find clothes that fit him.
Yeah, I would believe
Because
it.
I remember he looked weird in his suit at draft day, and he probably got that tailored.
Yeah, I remember seeing him in a suit. I thought he looked good, but being able to find clothes like that, you gotta have some personal
You got to do some research.
tailor. Because
Yeah.
like Shaq and those guys too.
Shaq's always looking dapper.
Yeah, Shaq looks good, man. But he's a big body boy.
Big body.
Big body Bess.
Barshed.
Barston.
Bartle.
Badirt.
Bert.
Baby Bart.
All right, man, let's get off this train.
Alright, yeah, let's push it onward.
Pushing on and pushing forward. I hear the train a-coming. Coming down the track. Never been a good boy. Always played with fire. Let's talk about fantasy football, baby. How many Sundays away?
10 Sundays from yesterday.
Yes, sir. It's going to be, it's going to be here before you know it. So prepare yourselves for a lot of fantasy football content.
Yeah, June, July are the slowest months leading up into that fantasy football season. But once it hits August 1st, that's when the train is moving. Training camp is going on. A lot of reports, a lot of news, a lot of excitement. And, a lot of content's going to be coming out. But, we're still going to give out some early content, kind of where our head's at with some of these guys who we're targeting, who we're not. Just kind of going in depth in these players so we can kind of have a head start before the draft season comes on. So
We need to be prepared.
Be prepared, man. Yeah, we love talking fantasy. Probably our favorite thing to talk about. Hope you guys enjoy it. And, fire back some things, who you like, who you don't like, what strategies.
Our questions.
Questions as well. We'd love to do
Concerns.
that. But, yeah, let's continue.
We're going to do a love and hate.
Let's love and hate, man.
Well, love in terms of you like where they're going in drafts, you like where they're ranking, you like what the outlook looks like. Hate, you don't like where they're going, you don't like the outlook. People are reaching on him. They may be living off, past years. They might not be, where it's at. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so basically guys you're trying to target, guys you want on your team compared to guys you don't necessarily want to, kind of where they're going around in drafts or you just don't have a good feeling about them. So, yeah, if you want to get into it, man, give me some of or a guy that you love this year.
I'm targeting Ryan Tannehill.
He's going early.
Psych. Way blown out of proportion. Yes. I'm going to keep this quick because I keep hurting his feelings, but Ryan Tannehill is not a good quarterback. He may be okay for fantasy, but he's not the 7th best quarterback in fantasy.
Whoa, 7?
They have him rated ahead of Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Justin Herbert.
Jalen Hurts.
Just one. Jalen Hurts is 8. He's 7.
Okay.
But I know why Jalen
Hurts. Yeah, I'd have Hurts up there.
Matthew Stafford is just.
That's kind of. I would have him over like Burrow probably.
This is what's gonna happen, or my prediction is that I feel like everyone's kind of on his bandwagon now. He's very favorable in people's eyes, and he's gonna poop the bed.
Yeah, I think 7 is really high. That's too high for me. I agree. I kind of hate that. I'm not gonna love that. It's a little too high for me. I kind of have him.
Where do you have
I'm
him?
not taking him over Stafford. I'm not taking him over Brady.
Aaron Rodgers?
I'm not taking him over Aaron Rodgers. I'm not taking him over
Kirk
Hurts.
Cousins?
I
Herbert?
might take him over Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I can see that one. Herbert?
Definitely not Herbert. He's probably right behind Stafford and Brady, but he's above probably Burrow and Kirk Cousins and Wentz. So he's kind of 11, 12, but 8 is not where he needs to be.
I can see why people are tricked into this.
Me too.
Because of the stats you presented with the Patrick Mahomes comparison, which is crazy. He's putting up great numbers. He's like something QB something.
He's enticing.
Yeah, he's enticing. Julio adds to that. I don't think he'll be bad. He'll be serviceable, but I don't think he's going to be...
He's not like a guy you go out to draft. He's like if he's there and he falls to you in the later rounds, like, yeah, I'll go ahead and pick Tannehill up. But he's not. You don't go into the draft on your mind like I'm gonna get Tannehill. That's just
exactly like if he falls in a reasonable, and that's the only thing. That's the reason I hate him. Like I will, if he's on my team, don't call me a hypocrite. If he falls to me, he falls to me. But
it's just
I'm not reaching.
Average draft position is too high, and we don't like that.
Yeah, and I think it's been pushed because of Julio and the hype from the end of last year.
But to argue against, he does have a little bit of rushing upside. You know what I mean? Like, he's not Stafford. He's not Brady. He can run a little bit. He'll probably score 3 or 4 rushing touchdowns, which is nice, but he's not going to put 5,000 yards. He's not going to put up 4,500 yards. Like, Julio does add a little bit to that, but it's not like a huge jump, because I think the offense of the Titans lost 150 targets with Davis, Jonnu Smith. So Julio's basically coming in and he's taking those targets. So it's not like... So he's taking Corey Davis and Jonnu Smith's targets. So yeah, a lot of targets, a lot of yards, fine. But, that also drops Tannehill down. It's not like Julio's not coming in and going to give him 5,000 yards. So it's basically the same guy he has been in the past. I don't know why he's higher than he normally is. But, 11 to 12 is 100% fine to me. If you draft two quarterbacks and he's your second quarterback, yeah, great. But I'm with you on that, man. He's kind of getting too much love.
Yeah, and we all know this offense revolves around Derek. Derek.
With that, Derrick Henry doesn't catch passes, so that hurts Tannehill as well.
But I will say that Tannehill could very well put up career highs in a lot of categories.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of yards, maybe passing touchdowns.
Oh, yeah, if he reaches the ceiling that he can, yeah, I could see him being top 8, but I'm not going to draft him there.
Yeah, this is what we do, man. We're making little predictions around there. Another person, this is someone, I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, nice.
Signed today.
He did.
Big, hefty contract, $34 million. 4 years with a 5th-year option. I mean, I've heard good things, of course, but he's the number one pick. It's just one of those prodigy type things I'm feeling in the air, man. The Andrew Lucks, the Peyton Mayonnaise, the can't miss prospects from high school to college to the pros. And I think he makes an immediate impact, and he knows how to play football. And, he's more mobile than we all think. Or we've seen it, actually. I mean, we've seen it on the biggest stage. So he's got a lot of tools that I like. And, I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to reach for him or anything. But, if he's, and I think he'll be at a reasonable spot just because Jacksonville's downtrodden and stuff. So, yeah, I got T-Law.
Where is he ranked ECR on that for the QBs? Do you know?
He's the 14th ranked QB.
Okay, so he's moving up. So last time I saw him, he was 18th. So he is moving up, rightfully so. And the thing with Trevor Lawrence being a rookie, he's gonna run. He's gonna run more because when plays break down and no one's gonna be open, he's gonna run, which is fantasy points. So that's why I like him. I think as a rookie, he's gonna run a lot more than people think. And that's huge because we know what he can do in the air. But if he can run for 600 yards, which I think is definitely possible with his abilities, he could be top 12. Honestly, I think that's a good range. But right now I have him 14th, which is
you have him 14th as well.
Yeah, I have him 14th. Depending on what Deshaun Watson does, but we're not gonna add him in right now. So. Yeah, right below Joe Burrow. Like I think it's speaking highly of Trevor Lawrence, but I think he's gonna be really really nice player, quarterback to target late, or even a second quarterback if you want to draft upside, because I think he has tons of upside as a rusher and with the weapons that he has. So yeah, I like that. I'm with you on there. Unfortunately, we're agreeing on the first two so far, but I'm gonna agree. I guess I'll give some love-hates for quarterback, huh? One each. I'm going to love Carson Wentz.
Very good.
Carson Wentz, I think, is ranked pretty low, lower than Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, he's 16 on here.
He's 16th for me on here as well. I like Carson Wentz. I like his situation. There's a lot of weapons. The Colts have a good defense, great offensive line. He's back with Frank Reich. And he was a former second overall pick. He's got a lot of pedigree backing him up. He's getting a new chance, breath of fresh air. And he's got weapons. T.Y. Hilton, Michael Pittman, Paris Campbell is a guy we should look for. Jack Doyle, Nyheim Hines, Jonathan Taylor, guys who are great receiving weapons. And I think he's just low. And I love that he's really low because the value's there if he's back to his old ways. If Carson Wentz can get back to his old ways in this offense, we can see him getting back up to a top 10, top 12 type of guy. So getting him at 16, 17 is great value because I think potentially he could be one of those guys again.
Yeah, I mean, he's legitimately been a top 5 fantasy quarterback before with Frank Reich.
Yeah.
And this team with
better weapons, better running back.
Yeah, I love this pick as well. I don't know. I mean, where is he going? Like his average draft pick? Is that?
Yeah, ADP, his average draft pick.
What is it?
What'd you say? 16th quarterback?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure overall.
Like in the round or whatever?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but in terms of like QBs,
I don't think is he being drafted?
Not in single quarterback leagues. Well, it depends on the league or how deep. But standard one quarterback leagues, probably not, honestly.
It's settled. I am going to not draft a quarterback.
Yeah, that's basically what you see when you look at them.
And plus, I mean, there's like Stafford out there. That's another guy I love. In Sean McVay's offense, I mean, there's just
Cousins, Matt Ryan, Baker, Daniel Jones, Tua, Jameis Winston. Those are all guys who are more than capable of being.
What do you have Zach Wilson on there?
27.
They have him 19. Above Baker Mayfield.
I like Zach Wilson and like best ball. So best ball is a format where you don't set your lineup, it takes your best player at each position who scored the most points that week, and it automatically inserts them in your lineup. So your bench players are important. And Zach Wilson I like there too because he's going to play every game if he's healthy. They're not going to turn to the backup. They don't have a veteran they can turn to. He's going to have a very long leash. So he's a great guy to target in those type of formats. But I don't know, just this year, like his weapons and everything aren't really great. And the Jets just aren't very good. But, rookies kind of go unnoticed. And you never know, they could come out firing. But if you want to take a risk late in drafts with your second quarterback, I wouldn't have him as my first. But if you draft him to be your second, the upside's there.
Who's a quarterback you hate?
At their ADP?
Yeah.
Josh Allen.
Is he 3?
I think Josh Allen's a great quarterback. Oh, is he third on there?
Yeah.
But I just think for this year, Josh Allen isn't going to do what he did last year. I think we know that. I mean, he could, definitely, but it's just hard for him to replicate what he did. And he's going, I think, in the 6th round. And I'd rather have Kyler Murray, probably Dak Prescott this year. He's a great player. He'd be a good quarterback to have, but just that early and expecting him to repeat what he did last year, I don't think it's going to happen. And I think people are so excited to have him based off what he did last year, but we could definitely see some regression. They didn't really bring in big names. It's kind of the same team. They replaced John Brown with Emmanuel Sanders, but if anything, he's going to be slightly worse. But I could see a pretty significant, not significant, but a good amount of regression this year with Josh Allen.
They have Lamar Jackson number 2.
Really, people are buying back in, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna keep my eye on that.
People like him, people don't. That's what I've seen so far in the industry. Like, not everyone loves him, not everyone hates him, but I mean, he's a former MVP. Kind of had a down year, but I could definitely see a great year. I like Lamar this year. He's one of my freaks.
What about let's go to running back.
Yeah, let's do it. My love this year for this running back. He's not, a top 20 running back this year, but where he's at right now, I love it. And that running back's Myles Gaskin. I don't know what it is. I got a good feeling. Miami Dolphins offense. He's going to be the dog down there. Not really anyone really fighting for competition. Malcolm Brown may get some goal line work, some short yardage stuff, but I think Gaskin, he's going to have a lot of catches. He's going to have a lot of touches. And I think the Dolphins are going to be a decent team. Tua is going to move the ball down the field. He's going to check it down to Gaskin a lot. And he's kind of going, mid-20s in the RBs. And I think he could, pretty easily be a top 20 running back this year if things go his way and he's able to score some touchdowns because the touches will be there, the yards will be there. But if he can get, 8 to 10 touchdowns, he's going to be top 20, top 15 type of running back. And I like to have him as my RB3 flex option. That's like 10 out of 10 for me if I can pull that off.
Yeah, if he's an RB3, that's yummy, man.
Delicioso.
Oh, so. Also delicioso.
Popo.
I got a running back I love. He's got 3 names.
Jonton, and Jeanton.
I don't know who that is, but Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Back on that train again.
Yeah, I mean, we had very, very high hopes, which were justified. He was a first-round pick and the best offense in the league. And let me just tell you, don't jump off, man. It's time to get back on that horse. Still the best offense, still the same system. However, and through the first 6 weeks of the season, Clyde Edwards-Helaire was the number 11 running back. That doesn't sound too good, huh?
The what?
The number 11 quarterback in the first 6 weeks of the season.
Okay.
However, he was the number 11 running back with only 1 touchdown. And then the Chiefs brought in Le'Veon Bell, which threw off the whole feng shui of the backfield. He got hurt, never able to really, get this firm hold on that backfield. But I think this is his year. He's got a training camp this year. That's another thing people forget about. There was no training camp last year. This will be a time for him to really get an understanding of the offense. And once he does, man, he's going to be an integral part, and he's going to make some big, and I think he could be a league winner, man. I think he could be a top 5 running back. You're gonna love the way he produces. Like I said, he's in one of the best offenses. They have to worry about Patrick Mahomes, and, he can catch the ball. He's a good running back. Bingo, bango, bongo. 1 + 1 = 3. 3 names. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Love him. Live it up. Long.
Yeah, Clyde Edwards-Helaire last year I think was like the 7th running back off the board. First round pick, I think, in most leagues. I think he's going 15th, 14th, 16th running back off the board, which I think is reasonable based off last year. Clyde Edwards-Helaire was a great college running back. He was excellent, probably the best in the NCAA at the time. But got to the NFL, his first game of the season last year was against Houston. Huge game. I think 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. And after that, he just wasn't very efficient. Being in this offense, he wasn't able to garner a lot. Yards after the catch, yards after contact, or anything like that. He's very elusive. He's hard to tackle type of guy in the open field. But he wasn't efficient at the goal line. I think he was actually one of the worst at converting touchdowns at the goal line, which I think will play a factor this year. I think Darrell Williams, a backup, I think he's going to actually get a lot more goal line work than we anticipate. I don't know. Sometimes he's going above J.K. Dobbins, Antonio Gibson, kind of that range. I think I'd rather take my chances on Dobbins, and I'm fine taking him. Like if I'm able to get him as my RB3, if that's possible. But
you're not fine with him at RB2?
Not really.
God's green earth.
I would be fine with it, but I'm not loving Clyde Edwards. Like, I'm not targeting him. He's kind of a guy, if he's there and I don't like whoever is left on the board, I'll take Clyde just because of the offense and the potential. You said it. He does have top, 7, 8 potential to finish as an RB 7 or 8 in that range, but I just think...
Did you hit your head on the way in here? You wouldn't like him in an RB2.
I wouldn't love it. I'd be fine with it, depending on, how the strategy went. If I go 2 RBs in the first round and he falls to me in the third, yeah, I'd be very happy with that. But, if I go Kamara, Justin Jefferson, and then Clyde, I think that's a fine start. But
you can kiss my rear end with those kind of numbers.
Man. It's a risk, in my opinion.
A risk reward.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can kiss my hind parts with that mouth.
Sure.
Andy Reid produces fantasy relevant, top-tier running backs, best offense in the league, probably
Not
number
always.
1 scoring offense.
More often than not, but it doesn't happen every year.
They didn't have a training camp last year.
No, I agree. I think
But yet
he's
you
fine.
still don't want him as your RB2?
No, I said I would be fine with it.
This is news to me, man.
That would be...
I'm about to get up and walk out right now.
I just said I would be fine with it. I'm just saying that if he's the best available at the running back and I take him, that's fine.
You wouldn't love it.
But I'm not going to, I've seen him go over Mixon. I've seen him go over Dobbins. That's not something I'm going to do. I'm not going to go out of my way to get Edwards. But if those guys are off the board, Chris Carson... Josh Jacobs are left. I'm going to take Clyde. I'm going to take my chances there.
What about Antonio Gibson or Clyde?
Antonio. Antonio's going to be a league winner. That's a guy you target.
That was my other love. He's 17 on here.
He's 12. He's been between 12 and 13 for me, man. I love him. I love Antonio Gibson.
Is that one of your loves?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love him too. One of my hates is DeAndre Swift.
Can we talk about Antonio for a minute?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like you said, no off season last year. I think last year they were just trying to get him acclimated as a running back, being a receiver in college. And he's just trying to get his footing. Not very many targets. J.D. McKissick kind of had that role. But this year, 3-down workhorse will be Antonio Gibson. McKissick stole a lot of carries, a lot of touches, but he's going to be dialed back because Alex Smith is no longer there. I know he's good in pass pro, but Fitzpatrick isn't looking really to target his running backs. But they're going to design passing plays for Antonio Gibson. He's going to get 20 touches a game. Scoring opportunities are going to be there with a better quarterback. Curtis Samuel's now there. Better offense than they were previously, and another year in the NFL. So I love Antonio Gibson. Their defense is one of the best. So he's going to have a lot of touches. They're going to be, smash mouth football to keep their defense off the field, get him some rest. And a lot of touches he's going to produce because he's a good player. And I am looking to go out of my way to get Antonio once Cam Akers is gone. Eckler, those type of guys. I got my eye set on Antonio.
Can I play devil's advocate?
Sure.
I also like Antonio
Okay.
a lot. But as you mentioned, he's not heavily involved in the passing game. And Ryan Fitzpatrick isn't that kind of guy that'll get him going. And last year, he had 2 games with more than 94 yards rushing. Both of the games against the lowly Cowboys. It's 6:39 and the Cowboys still stink.
Yes, sir.
Last time I checked. So that's a little eye-opening. He scores touchdowns.
He's still going to play the Cowboys twice. Things aren't changing.
Yeah, but they got Micah Parsons back there now.
That don't matter, man.
But Antonio Gibson scored a touchdown every 15, 16 touches, which is hopefully can go up. But, yeah.
Even if it doesn't go up, I think more touches is there, more receptions, more yards will be there.
He better get over 94 yards.
It's his second year. He battled that toe injury all year. He's still not 100%, but he looks very good. Towards the end of the year, man, Antonio Gibson was smashing fools, man.
Yeah, he was, man. He was putting people on their backside. And he was dealing with surf and turf toe.
Yeah, he had the turf toe injury. And when you watch the dude play, man, he's special. I know you mentioned the Dallas games. I mean, it's a small sample size, but he looks like a true stud running back. His vision, his cuts, he's a big dude. He's solid.
And
man,
I think that Fitzpatrick will open up the run game for him for sure. Because they'll have to worry. I mean, they had Alex Smith. You don't got to worry much. But with Ryan, they're going to have to they won't be able to stack the box as much. So I was just throwing that out there because I'm cool,
Definitely. It'll open it up because a lot of downfield throws. And I think they're going to design a lot of pass plays for Antonio Gibson as well. Like Texas routes, screens, maybe even a little slot work. He's capable. He's done it in college. It's going to be exciting, I promise. Target Antonio Gibson.
I shower in chlorophyll.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Does that help your dandruff?
Yes, it does. Thank you for asking. I haven't had a flake in 13 months.
No flakes, but hair loss.
Oh, yeah. You'll go bald in about 13 months as well. I'm wearing a wig.
Not sponsored.
Chlorophyll. Is it in you?
Chlorophyll.
I think chlorophyll is what makes plants green.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. That's a little note for you guys, you science buffs out there.
Yeah.
We're not a one-trick pony here. We know everything.
Yeah, Scientology, baby.
Luke showers in sewage so it builds his immune system so he never gets sick. Last time he was sick, he was 8 months old. He had jaundice.
Yeah, I shower on a rat farm. I ain't scared of it either.
Yeah, and you'll never get any disease.
Yeah, I mean, I smell like...
He actually carries the Black Plague in his body, but he won't release it.
All right.
I always got to give him a shout-out, man.
All right, you hate DeAndre Swift.
Yes.
Okay.
Shall I elaborate? Well, first and foremost, the future was looking so bright for DeAndre Swift in the offseason at the beginning. hey, man, you got a 3-down roll. They're going to heavily lean on him. And they go out and grab Jamal Williams. That's a big, big reason. And they're looking at Todd Gurley out there, little yonder. Play a little game like that. And I just don't know. The acquisition of Jamal Williams really cuts back on the DeAndre Swift opportunities. It's sad. Like, don't get me wrong. I like DeAndre Swift as a player. Georgia Bulldog. He can catch. He can run. I think he is a 3-down back, but with this, kind of timeshare, it limits his upside to me in a bad offense that's going to be down a lot. It's just tough for me to really. I mean, they have him ranked 18th, which is right behind Antonio Gibson. To me, he's not a top 20. And to me, I wouldn't want him on my team in any circumstance, really. Like, I wouldn't be happy with him on my team at all. I see a lot more options out there. Mike Davis, all these others. Myles Gaskins, you mentioned.
Yeah, I love Myles.
Miles Sanders, Josh Jacobs. There's a lot of running backs I trust a lot more that are DeAndre Swift's going high still. I don't understand.
I think he's 20. RB 20.
That too high for me.
Okay.
Way too high. And, I'll be happy when someone drafts him because someone else is going to fall and I'll be able to pounce on it. But that's how I feel about DeAndre Swift. But, again, he's a Georgia Bulldog. I like his talent. Lions shoot themselves in the foot and don't let them grow. So it is what it is. And I feel the way I feel.
Yeah, I respect it, but I disagree.
Here we go again.
I think there's an opportunity for both Swift and Jamal Williams. I think Swift's the better player. Obviously, I think he's a really good player. And to be top 20, he's going to have a big workload. He's going to touch the ball a lot of opportunities, a lot of vacated targets with Galladay, Marvin Jones gone. Who are they going to throw to outside of Hawkinson? We don't even know. I don't even think they have a slot. So with that being said, DeAndre Swift's going to get touches, carries. Jamal Williams isn't going to get 100% of the carries. I think Swift's probably going to end up with more carries. So we'll say 10 to 12 to 15 carries a game, along with, 6 to 8 targets a game. I think he's going to be heavily involved in the passing game. I know Detroit stinks. No one wants to target Detroit, but there's opportunity, and I think that's a big deal. Offensively, he's probably their best weapon, so he's going to end up with the most touches. And Jared Goff's a dink and dunk type of guy. Doesn't have a big arm. And Swift's going to play in the slot, I think a lot. And he's also a running back, and he's one of the best running backs in the red zone in terms of being able to catch the ball, and he's a great red zone running back.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You like where he's going?
I think he's ECR 20, but he's been falling below that because, like you said, guys like Sanders, Carson, Montgomery, Jacobs more than Swift, just because he's on Detroit. But I would, if it happens to me in the draft and he slips to 21, 22, I'd love him.
But
I have him as RB 17.
Detroit's going to be losing a lot, playing from behind.
Yes,
but
with that, he's not Nick Chubb. He
can catch
a lot, yeah.
But so can Jamal Williams.
Yeah.
So.
But you're making it seem like Jamal Williams is going to be a 3-down workhorse. Swift isn't going to get a lot of work, but it's going to be the opposite.
No.
Swift is the guy,
no.
And then Jamal Williams is sprinkled in. I will put money down on that. I don't know why Jamal Williams isn't special. It's Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams. That's the situation I'm gonna compare it to because that's the situation I believe it is. Like Swift is Aaron Jones. He's gonna get all the work. He's gonna have big plays, a lot of catches, and then Jamal, takes 1 or 2 series a game away from him.
Bad example.
No, it's not.
Because Jamal Williams got paid a hefty amount. They're not paying a backup like that.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not.
First, yes, they are.
Second of all, I never said he was a workhorse. I said he was a work pony.
I think he got $3 million a year.
I think it was $6 million a year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean
3
that's
years, 18 million.
they're able to do that with DeAndre Swift still on his rookie deal. You can kind of spin a little bit.
You don't pay someone that money to make him a backup or not split a carries with someone.
No, they're gonna split carries, Garrett, 100%.
Okay, then they're both work ponies.
No, he's not. He's not gonna be a workhorse.
There ain't no
Workhorse is
Rudolph
a guy.
the Red-Nosed Reindeer here. There's no lead reindeer, man.
Jamal.
It's Blitzer and Donner, man.
Yeah, it's not. He's not a workhorse. He's not gonna have that workload. But I like Swift.
I'm not taking a split guy top 20, so
I think he's a decent RB2. With his upside is capped a little bit. I agree.
At the beginning of the draft, I'm going to go to DeAndre Swift's name and delete him.
You should never do that. Because if he falls to a good spot, you can't pass him.
The only good spot is the 10th round for me.
No, see, that's not the way to win.
See what?
I don't recommend that. That's not a way to win the leagues.
Hey, go look at my profile and tell me I ain't know how to win.
Go look at Detroit and tell me what other weapons they have outside of Hawkinson, and tell me Swift can't be the number 2.
Amon St. Brown.
We haven't seen anything.
Hawkinson.
He was a fourth round rookie. Balls out. Swift is better. Swift's arguably better than Hawkinson.
The one game I watched at Detroit, DeAndre Swift dropped the game-winning touchdown.
Bad look.
So that's what my whole mind thinks of when I think of DeAndre Swift.
You didn't see his red zone carries? He's a monster. Dude, he's going to be good.
I saw him lose some to Adrian Peterson, a 40-year-old man.
He could touch the ball 20 times a game in Detroit, honestly.
You're starting to make me come around. Psych!
I'm just saying, man. I'm going to argue that, but I appreciate it. Most people, I think, agree with you.
Thank you.
Josh Jacobs is getting a lot of hate for no reason. He's probably the most underrated running back to target, be honest with you. Running back I hate going where they are is Travis Etienne.
22?
Yep, way too early.
I don't know, man.
James Robinson's the guy.
Who's your source?
And who's is he going in front of Kareem Hunt?
Yeah.
Is he going in front of Mike Davis?
Yeah.
What? See, I'm not there. I'm not there. I don't like it.
Oh, no, wait. No, he's not.
Who's in front of him?
Wait,
or
no, yeah, he is. Who's in front behind him?
Yeah.
Mike Davis, Myles Gaskin, Chase Edmonds, Raheem Mostert, Kareem Hunt.
What? That's nuts. That's nuts. How
is it nuts? They drafted him.
No.
It's Suburban Myers' team.
No.
He's gonna build. He's like, I drafted this guy. That's my guy. James Robinson, you're out, man. You had your 1 year wonder.
See, that's not what's gonna happen. That's not what's gonna happen at all. Travis Etienne is gonna be a guy who's gonna catch the ball more times than he's gonna run the ball, I think. Like James Robinson I'm sure they're working out together. They're at training camp, whatever, right now, and James Robinson is probably dominating. I'm sure he's going. I want James Robinson more than I want ETN right now, honestly, because James Robinson's going later. I know ETN has a major upside. Like if Robinson goes down, like ETN's going to be really good. But to go ahead of Mike Davis and Kareem Hunt, Kareem Hunt's splitting already. And he's still finished, I think, as a top 12 running back. I understand that was because a lot of other running backs got injured. But, like, Kareem Hunt is a guy you can trust. Mike Davis is a better chance. He's got his own backfield. Gaskin is a guy I love this year. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And it's a guy I'm not targeting at all, especially at that ADP. And I'm not going to recommend it to anyone to draft him that early either.
I love this company. He's the lead back and he's the most talented back. The end. Alvin Kamara Jr. Are you calling me dumb?
I liked Etienne at first, but I don't like him. I don't like him as much anymore. It's not going to be as gracious as everyone thinks.
You calling me dumb? Why I oughta? No, I have high hopes for him, but I think 22 is a little outrageous.
too much.
I just like to give you a little pushback, man. A little fun thing to do.
I like James Robinson.
James Robinson can take a hike for all I care.
All right, don't
He
draft
could not
him.
play it down
Don't
next
draft
year.
him.
I won't.
Let me get him.
Go ahead. You can have DeAndre Swift and James
People are
Robinson on the
sleeping.
same
People
team.
are sleeping on him. People are also sleeping on James Conner.
What about Chase Edmonds?
I like him too. Late, but he goes earlier. All right, give me a receiver you love.
Oh, man, I didn't even got there yet. I thought you were still talking about them running back. What's that song? That running back song? Is it Lil Wayne?
What are you talking about?
He's got a running back song? Or is it Schoolboy?
Wale
Yeah.
with Lil Wayne?
Yeah.
Ended a running back.
There you go.
No.
I love. I'm supposed to be talking about who I love.
Look what them booty shots done in that.
I seen the booty shorts on the dome.
These men selling they soul. Me, I want my money back.
Yeah, I want the money back.
These women selling they soul. Me, I want my money back.
A wide receiver I love is Keenan Allen.
Me too.
He is in for a large workload.
Receiver 13.
Yeah, they have him receiver 12.
I have him receiver 4.
Holy mackerel! You really
No,
love him.
I have him number 8, but I want to put him at number 4.
Yeah, he's in for a huge workload, a lot of receptions. I'm talking like he's gonna be places, man. He's gonna be one of those players that you look at the end of the year that is on a lot of championship winning teams. If you're playing PPR half point, he's gonna be huge. I think he'll score double-digit touchdowns. I think his ceiling is super high and his floor is really high as well. He seems like one of the most reliable wide receivers to draft this year, and I love him. They have him at 12 on here. I could see him finishing top 5 easy. I think it's a guy you need to be looking for. Don't let him sneak past you, man. I know he's been around. I know he can be kind of bland. You're kind of looking for the new sports car. You want a DK. You want, a little something going around there. You want a Jamar Chase. Man, go with the reliable vet, man. And Keenan Allen is one of the best route runners, best hands, dog style.
Yeah, the Chargers' offense is surely going to change under, with Anthony Lynn going out. I think they're going to, utilize Allen down the field a little more. Because, like last year it was kind of underneath, kind of dink and dunk. But, Justin Herbert clearly found his go-to receiver in Keenan Allen. We saw Herbert is a great young franchise QB. And he targeted Allen 10-plus times on 10 separate occasions last year. So the targets are there. I think he was 5th in the NFL last year. I think he's the most safe receiver 2 that you could draft. Anyone outside of the top 6. I think he's the most safe receiver in that range. But the thing with him is he's never scored more than 8 touchdowns. So that kind of keeps him away from a top-tier, elite, number 1 receiver is the lack of touchdowns. But he could potentially lead the NFL in targets, lead the NFL in catches. And for half PPR and PPR leagues, that's a whole lot of points. So I got my boy number 8, and I like him a lot.
That's a whole bunch of points on that table, man. I'm ready to gobble it up like one of those hungry hippos.
Yeah, I love it. I might put him above DK. That's where I'm at there right now.
I'm starting to waver back to my anti-DK. He has bad hands. He's like Julio with brick hands.
No, he's not like Julio at all.
What do you mean? He's a freak.
No.
Physically.
Nope. Ain't happening.
All right.
He's no A.J. Brown.
I'm about to rip the shreds out of this place.
He's no A.J. Brown.
I'm about to pull the nails out of the wall, man.
Yeah, I love Keenan Allen too, man. Who do you not like this year around there? I know another guy you love is Odell, though.
Hey, come on, man. I'm keeping that one from the viewers.
All right.
I'm just kidding, man. OBJ, blonde hair, blue eyes. He's looking good. He's looking sharp. I've seen him run on the treadmill, man. He's looking good. We never have to question his hands either. Sometimes you're born with it. Sometimes you're not. You know, some people have hand-eye coordination. Some people don't.
Who do you not like?
Who do I not like?
I'll give someone I like. How about that?
Yeah, we need someone you like.
Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp. You think he's receiver 23 right now, which is disturbing.
I think he should be ahead of Robert Woods.
Yes, I agree. I love both of those guys, actually. I wouldn't mind having either one, but I'm taking Kupp ahead of Robert Woods. I'm taking Kupp ahead of Chris Godwin. I really love Cooper Kupp. I think Stafford's going to love him. I think he's targeting him a lot in training camp, according to the videos. And Cooper Kupp, I think, was nursing some injuries. The offense last year was kind of held back with Jared Goff. McVay couldn't open it up, but it's full open, spread those legs, spread those cheeks. This offense is going to be nasty with Stafford. A lot of downfield stuff. And Kupp is the touchdown scorer if you want to compare him to Robert Woods. Woods isn't known for being that guy. Kupp is the touchdown machine, and he's going to be the number one, and along with scoring touchdowns. Yeah, Cooper Kupp I love. He's my receiver 15 right now compared to 23 to the ECR. So I'm a big fan. I want Cooper Kupp. I'm going out of my way to get him. And, yeah, that's what I got there.
Cooper Kupp. I would agree with you on that one. Who do I hate? Wow. I don't know about that one, man. Oh, I don't like DJ Chark. He's all hyped, number one wide receiver. But I'm telling you something. There's a changer coming in Jacksonville. Suburban Meyer said he played like a baby boy with alligator arms. And if you watch the tape, he ain't lying, man. DJ Chark, I want to say, is not a dog. He's a puppy. He's a big guy, small heart, small hands, and however, if you look around at the other wide receiver positions, dogs, Laviska Shenault, young, big, Brutus, good hands, athletic, willing to go up and get it. Marvin Jones, been around, he's been doing it for years now. Who's the other guy? They got another good wide receiver out there?
No.
Dede?
Keelan Cole.
Keelan Cole?
Not there anymore.
Wow, well, thanks a lot.
Colin John.
Oh, Colin Johnson. So, at the end of the day, I think DJ Chark, I mean, he'll be okay, but he's being drafted really high. Trevor Lawrence has found a new love, and his name is Laviska. And Travis Etienne.
Yeah, fair enough.
There's a new sheriff in town, and I don't know if there's room for DJ Chark to be what he once was.
Fair enough, yeah, made good points.
Thank you.
Receiver that I don't like this year, I love him. One of my favorite receivers, top 3, Chris Godwin. I think he's going receiver 17. But it's the concern with me and Chris Godwin is he could be the number 3 option in this offense. I know Mike Evans is going to get his. Yeah, I like to target him. He's great, very reliable. And then Antonio Brown's still here, man. Signed a 1-year deal. Looks like he's cleared to play again. And he's getting a training camp with Tom Brady. And we all know Antonio Brown is probably a better receiver than Chris Godwin. So, he could potentially take that role, and Chris Godwin is third fiddle. I think going 17th overall might be a little too rich this year. I don't know how many touchdowns he can score. I don't know how many yards he can get to. He just seems very risky to be a top 20 receiver. I love Chris Godwin, one of my favorite guys in the NFL, but at 17, I'm going to pass. If he falls, sure, I'll take the risk, but that's just too high for me at this point.
You used to love Chris.
I love Chris more than the average person does. I like Jerry Jeudy.
Here we go again. You're always bringing up Broncos.
I like Jerry Jeudy a lot. I think he's the most overlooked sophomore receiver that we shouldn't be. CeeDee Lamb's getting a lot of hype. Who's the other guy out there?
Justin Jeff?
T. Higgins, Chase Claypool.
Jefferson?
Jefferson, but he's far and
He's
away.
real, man.
Yeah. I mean, Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, of course, makes sense, but I like Judy more than Higgins and Claypool this year. I think he's bound to bust on the scene. I know last year he had the most uncatchable targets, but with Teddy Bridgewater, one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the NFL, that's all going to change. And his second year, I think he's capable of getting 1,000 yards, a lot of catches. And, he might get some touchdowns stolen away from Sutton, but I think he ultimately might have the most catches, most yards on this team. And he could finish a top 30 receiver. And I love banking on upside. I love banking on young guys. And, I like Jerry Jeudy.
Yo, slap me on the booty and call me Judy. I'm right there with you, man. People are sleeping on him. He's a technician in his routes. He's going to limit his drops this year. I watched a compilation of his drops, and I was sick. Sick to my stomach, Luke.
Yeah, it was bad.
I would have caught them balls. He wasn't following the ball into his hands. He was already making his first move. And that's easily correctable. It's nothing that's, going to keep happening, because if it does, I'm going to have a long talk with him in the locker room showers. And there's going to be some, harsh words.
Fair enough.
Yeah, man to man. Fist to fist.
One more guy, maybe two. I'll mention Russell Gage as a guy. Honorable mention. Love to get him late. He's filling in for Julio. But Mike Williams, Los Angeles Chargers.
Hoop daddy.
I know last year down the stretch, Mike Williams kind of ruined people's fantasy leagues. But this is the year, man. Contract year, number 2. Not a lot of options out there in Los Angeles. Herbert's a gunslinger who likes to throw the ball down the field.
Yeah.
And big touchdown guy. We could see 8, we could see 12 out of Mike Williams. And if he gets that 1,000 yards, that's a huge get deep down there. I think he's, 40 or 50 range. He could easily be, top 30 in my eyes, man. This guy's a beast, and I love targeting. He's my favorite guy deep down. People forget about him, but we're not going to forget about him over here, because we're both big Mike Williams, big-headed, big-dreaded. We love it.
Yeah, big-headed, big-dreaded. Los Angeles Superchargers. Yeah, we're on board. I got a wide receiver I don't like. Robbie Anderson, that's the things I don't like.
That's that I don't like. A snitch, that's that I don't like.
Like Chief Keef, yeah, boy, drill music, Chicago.
D-Rose, yeah, that nice.
Yeah, I got Spice Girls on my cassette player. All right, Robbie Anderson, man. Not big on him this year, man.
Yeah, understandable.
There's one reason.
Darney?
Nope.
Terrace.
Terrace Marshall, man. He's taking over, man. We know DJ Moore is a dog. He's good. He can play wide receiver. Terrace Marshall is Robbie Anderson, but can do a lot more things. He's not a run-trick pony. So, Robbie's going about, they have him 35th ranked on here. Too high. He's living off past hype.
I agree.
It's time to move on.
I know Robbie Anderson set career highs with 95 catches, 1,096 yards, but he wasn't reliable. He's not a reliable option. I know his first 5 games, he had 36 catches, 489 yards, and a touchdown. He was receiver 8 in the first 5 weeks. The rest of the season, he was a receiver 37. So I think 37 is the range I would look at. He's going to have his big games. You're not going to know when to start him. That's never fun. That's honestly a terrible, terrible thing. I think Sam Darnold is good for Anderson, but they went out and they got Terrace Marshall. You mentioned it, who is definitely going to get playing time, definitely going to get targets. But I think Anderson's more of like a borderline receiver 3. I wouldn't want him in my flex. But if he's your receiver 2, receiver 3, not a fan. But if you get him as your receiver 4, yeah, I'll take that. But right now, a little bit too high.
Concur.
I like that one. That's a good one.
Thank you. That's why they pay me the big bucks.
Yeah, one thing I hate about you is that you stink.
No, you want to do a love-hate for each of us?
Sure.
Should we do love first?
Mm-hmm.
Love about Luke. That's tough. I like the way that the light hits your head.
Thank you.
I love that about you, the way that whenever light shines, it's on your head. Actually, you have beautiful eyes.
Thank you. Man.
They're a deep-seated green that's magnificent with Charles of hazel in them.
Thank you, man.
It's like looking into a crystal ball of sewage water.
Thanks, man. That means a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
Not to boast on my eyes, but I've been told they look like cat eyes.
I would say more.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah, I was going to say you have reptile eyes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That means a lot. One thing I love about Aaron is that he's not scared to wear whatever he wants to wear.
It's true.
He'll put on overalls. He'll put on cowboy hats. He'll put on jorts. He'll put on Grateful Dead socks. He'll put on
Diapers.
He'll put on a monster truck shirt. He'll put on sandals. He'll put on cholo jackets.
He ain't lying either.
I respect it, and I do like that. It's a sense of not worried, sense of confidence, and I respect it, and I like it a lot.
Thanks, Luke. That's probably the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Yeah, man.
Let's get into the nitty-gritty now, man.
Yeah, that was just hogwash.
You're just buttering my buns?
Yeah, I was just slapping it up and down for a minute.
One thing I hate about Luke, oh, and boy, do I hate it. I probably hate this more than anything. Luke has short legs.
Are they?
Short and stout.
I say I got stout legs.
Yeah, you got short ones, man.
I think they're short from like my knees and my hips.
Yeah, it's out of whack.
But like my knees and my feet are long. It's kind of a weird ordeal.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
But I see what
But
you mean.
I really wanted to get that off my chest. I've been thinking about it for 22 years now. Even your baby.
He's got short legs.
Yeah, short leg, man.
Short leg.
God, I hate that.
Short leg Luke, man.
Yeah. Short leg Luke, boy.
Yeah, man.
You can't help it, man. You still live it up, man. I'm proud of you.
We'll go peg leg Luke, man.
Yeah, peg leg Pete.
I ain't scared of it neither.
Good.
One thing I hate about you is that you use the shampoo as your toothpaste. Using up too much shampoo, man.
How did you know?
Because I'll go in there. You didn't take a shower or nothing, but I'm going in there to shower, and there's just, not as much shampoo as I thought there would be.
How closely?
I put two and two together. I started to sniff on your toothbrush, and it was more than just bad breath. It was Dove shampoo as well. I said, man, this guy is an experimentation, and it's an issue because I need that shampoo to wipe my bald spot, and a lot of times it's drying up on me because he's using it up as toothpaste, man. Come on, let me get you some of that Crest. Let me get you some of that white. Man, you don't need to be using that Dove shampoo as your toothpaste, man. I hate that about you.
The reason I use shampoo is because toothpaste isn't strong enough for this bad brown breath.
Yeah, he's got major
so I'm trying different things. I didn't know you kept that close of tabs on the shampoo, to be honest. So
I did, man. I'm going to start marking it with the Sharpie.
I'm going to start switching it out a little bit, man. But you caught me, man, and I'm not going to front on you, man. I just do it because the brown breath, man.
Maybe you should start using deodorant. Start chalking it off onto your toothbrush.
I tried it, but, man, I get a stomach ache.
But you're able to pull off the shampoo. I respect it, man. I'll get you your own little shampoo toothpaste.
I wash it out, man, so.
Yeah, man, I don't like that.
It's all right, man. I'll change.
I also don't like the way you stink.
Well, you got to pick one or the other, man. What do you want me to work on, my breath or my body odor? Oh, yeah. I hate the fact that you sleep in it doesn't matter. You don't have a rhyme or reason. You just sleep. It bothers the heck out of me. You don't have like a ritual. You just lay down. It could be any way. You could be facing east, west, north, south, laying on your back, stomach, side. It doesn't matter. It's so weird. I'm jealous of you, and I hate you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I hate the fact that your handwriting's smaller than Richie Incognito's belly arms.
That one got me, dude.
Nah, I actually kind of like that. I like your handwriting.
I hate the fact that...
I hate about you that I don't really hate about you, though.
I hate the fact that instead of clapping with two hands, you use your belly. And most of the time it's louder than normal clapping. I wouldn't say I hate you, I say I'm jealous of it.
Do you know what to clap with your stomach?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's a talent.
Because it doesn't sound, I mean, I can clap on my stomach, but yours has a lot of, it's amplified, it seems like.
Yeah, man, I'm not afraid of it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to plug one of those amps into it, yeah, we can get it started.
Yeah, we could probably play it, Coachella.
Because I can go from bass drum to cymbal on that thing, dude.
I've heard it. It just depends on where you hit.
You got to cup it real nice or don't cup it. It's just whatever sound you want to try to get on it. Another thing I hate about you is that you come into my closet at really bad times and you pull out the Hot Wheels and you start playing with them. Find a better time. You got to have some common courtesy, showing up like that. Especially taking the Hot Wheels out and trying to play with them. Being really loud with the noises as well, man.
It's
you're
a
doing all
coping
that,
mechanism,
Come on,
man.
Find a better time for all that.
You know what I really hate? Is that whenever you wake me up in the middle of the night after I'm having a really good dream and saying, "Hey, Aaron, I had a bad dream. Can I stay in here?" I say, "Luke, you're 22, man." I mean, I can go back in your room and tuck you in, and that's usually what I have to do.
You did a night story?
Yeah, I'd take him to his room, rub his belly, give him warm milk, and say, "Nani, nani, nani," until he goes back to sleep.
Yeah.
That's what I call inconsiderate.
One thing I hate about you is that whenever I'm just chilling on the couch playing the game, you're over there taking a little nap and then you spaz out. It's like you're getting shot at or something in your dreams or something, man. You just start squirming like a little piglet in a little suture department. This guy's out here jumping like a fish on land. This guy's just squirming around like a little worm that just breached the dirt, man. He's out here just squirming around. I'm just trying to enjoy it. I have to turn, make sure he's doing all right. And he stops and he's still sleeping. I said, man, I hate this guy over here, man.
Yeah, but the reason that happens, the times it happens when I feel unsafe. In the Greyhound bus, I did it all the time. If I'm somewhere where I don't feel comfortable, so obviously that's a testament to how I feel around you.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I don't know what it is.
But sometimes I'll do it in my bed, like right when I'm about to fall asleep, I don't know what it is, a huge jerk. It's like I'm falling and then I'm awake again. But for some reason, it doesn't affect me and I can go right back to sleep.
Yeah, you got to work on that, man.
Well, I got to feel safe, man. It was the paper bag bandit what done it. He's been robbing stagecoaches from here to Shenandoah. All right, that was another episode of Forget What You Heard. Thank you guys for listening, as always. We'll keep you posted. We'll keep them coming. You guys have a great week. Peace, love, and happiness.
Reffin'.
There was one.